Damas y caballeros, ladies and gentlemen, how are you all doing? ¿Cómo están todos? We are back again for our weekly update of major chess events. We begin with an update on the Sunway Sitges Open, where Alexenko won the Group A with 8.5 points, followed by Hans Niemann and Mohamed Tabatabai, each with 8 points. Abdumajid Botirealev clinched the Group B prize with 8.5 points, and Kristin Kolev came in second with 8 points. In the Vugar Gashimov Memorial, Abdusattorov won convincingly with 25.5 total points, trailed by Mamedyarov, who had the top score in the Blitz segment and a total score of 20.5 points. And now for the tournament on everyone's mind. The question is, ¿Cómo está el clima en Kazakhstan? How is the weather in Kazakhstan? Particularly in Almaty, Kazakhstan, where the World Rapid and Blitz Championships are going on. These championships began December 26th and they run through the 30th of December 2022. World champion Magnus Carlsen, World Rapid Chess champion Abdusattorov, and world number 1 Blitz player Nakamura. Hans Niemann is also playing, but he did not get paired with Carlsen in the Rapid. We'll see what happens in the Blitz, which begins December 29th. Carlsen took the Rapid crown with 10 points, followed by Fabiano Caruana and Vincent Kiemer, who both finished with 9.5 points. Grandmaster Tan Zhongji of China won the women's Rapid on tiebreak from international master Dinara Saduakasov of Kazakhstan. The prize fund for the Open is 350 grand, and the prize fund for the women's section is 150 grand. So today we're gonna go over the last game of Magnus Carlsen, where he clinched the championship. He played against Parham Maghsoodloo. The game began e4, and it was answered with c5, the Sicilian defense. Knight f3, d6, d4, pawn takes d4, knight takes d4. This is the open Sicilian. Knight f6, knight c3, knight c6, bishop g5, the Richter-Rauzer variation. e6, queen d2, the Richter-Rauzer attack. a6, castles queenside, bishop d7, f3, knight takes d4, queen takes d4, bishop e7, king b1, b5. All of this has been played before. h4, rook b8, g4, b4, knight to e2, a5. And this is where Maghsoodloo deviates from history. Previous moves in the database are h5 and queen a5. Knight g3, queen c7, bishop e3. In the game, Maghsoodloo played rook c8. An alternative was d5, which could have gone e5, knight g8, f4, bishop f8, f5, knight e7, bishop f4, knight c6, queen e3, a4, rook h2, queen b6, queen takes b6, rook takes b6, rook hd2, b3, a takes b3, a takes b3, c3, rook b7, h5, h6, bishop d3, bishop c5, f6, g takes f6, and e takes f6. with equality according to Stockfish. So let's go back to the game. Rook c8 was played. In the game, Magnus played Rook h2. The alternative was to play Bishop to a6 right away. It could have gone Queen takes c2, check, King a1, Rook a8, Bishop d3, Queen c6, g5, e5, Queen c4, Knight g8, Queen takes c6, Bishop takes c6, Bishop c4, g6, h5, Rook c8, b3, Bishop d7, h takes g6, f takes g6, f4, e takes f4, Bishop takes f4, Bishop g4, Rook df1, King d7 with a slight advantage for white, according to Stockfish. Now, let's go back to the game. What was actually played is Rook h2, and Stockfish evaluates this as equality, actually, with a slight advantage for black. In the game, d5 was played. This is an interesting move, which gives a slight edge to white. What was the alternative? Bishop c6, g5, d5, g takes f6, bishop takes f6, queen c5, queen takes g3, bishop b5, bishop e7, bishop takes c6, check, king f8, queen b5, queen takes h2, e takes d5, e takes d5, bishop b6, a4, queen a6, queen b8, bishop takes d5, a3, bishop b7, rook e8, bishop c6, h5, bishop takes e8, queen takes e8, bishop d4, rook h6, queen a7, a takes b2, king takes b2 with equality according to Stockfish. d5 was played in the game. e5 followed. In the game, castles was played. Another interesting move, which gives a slight edge to white according to Stockfish. The alternative is a very strange looking move, knight g8, which could have gone in the following way. Bishop a6, rook a8, bishop d3, bishop f8, c4, b takes c, rook c2, knight e7, f4, rook b8, queen takes c3, queen takes c3, rook takes c3, knight c6, knight e2, h5, g5, knight b4, b3, a4, knight d4, a takes b3, rook takes b3 with equality according to Stockfish. Let's go back to the game where castles was played. A natural move. Bishop a6, rook a8, bishop d3, rook f c8, queen f4, knight e8, g5. And in the game, bishop c5 was played. The alternative was knight d6. Now, taking the knight is not really winning a piece, because after bishop to d6, okay, pawn takes d6, bishop takes d6, you find that the queen has nowhere to go to protect this knight, because if she goes to g4, there's a discovered attack from the bishop here on d7, right, chasing our way, and so the knight will be won back. h5, rook f8, h6, g6, e takes d6, bishop takes d6, queen d4, e5, queen takes d5, bishop c6, queen c4, e4, bishop takes e4, bishop takes e4, queen takes c7, bishop takes c7, knight e4, or knight takes e4, bishop takes h2, knight f6 check, king h8, rook d7, bishop e5, knight g4, f6, f4, rook a d8, rook takes d8, rook takes d8, f takes e5, rook d1 check, bishop c1, f takes g5, knight f2, rook e1, knight d3, still with a clear advantage for white. So bishop c5 was played, bishop takes c5, queen takes c5, and h5 was played in the game. An alternative was to go bishop takes h7 right away. This leads to a crushing advantage for white. King takes h7, g6 check, king takes g6, h5 check, king h7, queen takes f7, king h8, queen takes d7, b3, c takes b3, a4, b takes a4, queen b4, queen takes e6, queen takes a4, queen d5. White has a significant advantage here. But the move that Carlson played was just as good. Gives a decisive advantage to white. In the game, bishop b5 was played here. An alternative was queen to e7, which could have gone in the following way. g6, h6, g takes f7 check, queen takes f7, bishop h7 check, king f8, queen e3, king e7, f4, king d8, f5, rook c8, rook c6, f takes e6, bishop takes e6, knight e2, king c8, knight d4, queen d7, knight takes c6, queen takes c6, rook g2, rook a6, bishop g6, king b8, bishop takes e8, queen takes e8, rook takes g7, queen takes h5, rook dg1, queen f5, still a decisive advantage for white. So bishop b5 was played. Bishop takes h7. Check. King takes h7. g6 check. F takes g6. And in the game, Magnus played queen f7. However, h takes g6, believe was forcing checkmate quicker. King takes g6, knight e4. As you can see, a mating net is being created. Queen's covering the f-file, and the rooks are coming to the G and H files. So black has to do something about this mating net, and so he blocks with the knight, with knight f6, knight takes c5, king f7, rook h7, rook g8, queen takes f6 check, king e8, queen takes e6 check, king d8, rook takes g7, rook takes g7, rook takes d5, king c7, queen d6 check, king c8, queen d8 checkmate. So Magnus played queen f7, g5 was played, h6, Maghsoodloo resigns because of the following possibility. Queen takes c2, check, rook takes c2, rook a7, queen takes a7, rook takes c2, king takes c2, b3 check, king takes b3, bishop e2, knight takes e2, a4 check, king b4, a3, rook h1, king g6, h7, king f5, knight d4 check, king f4, h8 equals queen, king takes e5, queen takes e8, king f4, queen takes e6, king g3. Do we really have to say more here? An absolutely brilliantly played game by Magnus Carlsen, showing us how the Richter-Rauzer attack is executed. Well, that's it for today. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell for future uploads, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts, let me know what you would like to see, and wishing you a happy 2023 in advance. Take care. See you in the next video.
Thanks for watching.